So, welcome back to part 3 here on precision farming, guys. Now, I have taken a soil sample here on top of the field here. Soil sample, which you can see is, I think when you switch, we have taken 3 soil samples. These two were okay. This one was a bad soil sample. Is our helper is still doing it. He's got a bit more to do here. Alright. We're gonna jump in here and we are gonna go to a different part of the field here. We are gonna go, where can we go? We're gonna go somewhere where we haven't taken a sample yet. Let's go down here and take a soil sample out of this part of the field. What you guys do here is lower the soil sampler, press your B button here, and we are taking a soil sample. So let's see what the sample tells us here. Okay, we have a very bad soil sample here. It tells us it has to be plowed. Nitrogen 60 kilograms per hectare. Just okay, wrong one here. Nitrogen per value is 60 kilograms per hectare, which is, I think in my mind, it's pretty good. You can just turn that on and off. And the pH, what was the pH value here? Between 6 and 6.7. Here. Between 6 and 6.7. 5 down here, probably, including those two as well. Our helper here, is he done or whatnot? I'm gonna jump into the helper here real quick. Okay, he's on his last windrow here. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna raise this guy up here. I'm gonna empty that out. I'm gonna put our sampler back up. And we are gonna go into the center of our field and see what our values are further up the field here. In the middle of the field, that's where farmers would like to take their soil samples. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sink it, take a soil sample here. We can press the set key and send it. Okay, here they tell you that your soil samples are going to be taken to a nearby station to be analyzed. So we are going to press here OK and see what that does. So we might have to wait a couple of minutes. Until we are going to get our analysis. Okay, that tells us that our soil value that we got analyzed cost $600. And a soil sample has been taken into the laboratory for testing and doing analysis. Okay, we were gonna see what our nitrogen 40 kilograms per hectare, the pH value is pretty much here, okay, tells us that our ground has a sandier clay in it. Let's see what it tells us over here. Yeah. Nothing because we didn't. Okay, sandier clay. Yeah, this part of the field here also has sandier clay. Clay in this part of the field here we have clay. That's where we saw where the pH value is pretty in a pretty bad shape here. So now we are gonna open this up, and we see here that the total so far, the wear and tear of the tractor, which is here, $265, which we have to pay. And then we have to pay the helper here, which cost me $504. The gasoline that he has used up 3.9 liters. He hasn't used up much, so that's $4. Total is here minus $1,373 is the total here so far. The soil sample that we took, that we have sent to the laboratory, cost me $600 as well. We have taken 5 soil samples out of this field. Most of them were good and most of them were pretty bad. So, okay, here we see the nitrogen in this field here. Here we have an orangey type of color. We can see that very clearly here. Here we have 20 kilograms per hectare on this patch here. That is 20 kilograms of nitrogen. On this spot here, it has also a 40% of nitrogen that we've seen, so that's pretty much 60% here. Here we have, what is it, 40% and 20%, which is also 60. More 40% nitrogen per hectare than 20, than this dark area right here. Here we have more of the 40% here, and down here we have more of the, should I say, also 40%. Alright. What else can we see here? That we can see, that we can. Here you see, we have an area here where we have taken the soil sample here. That part of the land here is, it has more sand and clay. More clayier sand. I don't know how to say that. Clayier sand. It has a little bit clay in it and a lot of sand in this area here. It says here sandier clay. So that is more sandier clay than this right here. Same on this side of the soil sample and same on this side here. Here we can see that we have more clay. This patch of the field here has more clay. Even this part here as well. That is okay. All right. Don't know what that still is. And here we see that the pH values here. Now here we have more yellow, which is 5.50. That one here is in this color right here, probably even 6. So we have seen between 6 and 6.50. Those pH values here look more the same. So we have taken a lot of soil samples so far. And here again we have the amount of nitrogen We probably won't see that till later when we are gonna put the seats down. So I'm gonna take this tractor off the field here. I'm gonna put the helper back on. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy a seeder. Seeder. I'm gonna buy a seeder here, a big seeder. That is a little bit too big. That one goes with that one, I think, and that guy goes with that guy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy this Amazon condor. We can put in here seeds and fertilizer. Alright, let's buy this condor here. Yes and yes. Now this condor can hold 8,000 liters. So that probably means here 4,000 liters of fertilizer and 4,000 liters of seeds. 50 meters is the width here. Get out of here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy another tractor. I'm gonna have this guy sitting here because we need that again later on for another ground sample when our field is seeded. I'm gonna pull this guy back up. We are practically done with this guy. So we can sell the cultivator here. We don't need that anymore. We are done. Now I'm gonna collect the seeder down at the shop here, and we are going to put the helper back into the seeder and let him seed the field. And then what we are gonna do is we're gonna take another soil sample after he has, or when he is seeding the field. Alright. So what we need here is seeds and fertilizer. Seeds here. We need alright. Can't we pick those up at all here? I thought we could pick them up. Alright, now we need fertilizer, which is this guy right here. I'm gonna buy 5 of them. And we are filling up here. And we are gonna put down wheat. Alright, let's close it up here. So we have 3,000 liters of seeds and no, we don't. We have 5,000 liters of seeds and 3,000 liters here of fertilizer. So down here we have some information. Um, just want to see something here real quick. Yes, we get information when we hook up our seeder here. Um, we have nitrogen in the um, in the mineral fertilizer that we are going to bring out into our field here. It hasn't noticed any values yet. So we have 0 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare, that is 27% nitrogen automatically. We are gonna, what we're gonna do is, we can use here the comma if you want to deactivate the automatic the amount of seeds or fertilizer you want to put down on your field. You can deactivate it. I'm going to leave that activated here for you guys. So we are going to open up our seeder here. Like I said, you can deactivate the automatic the bringing out of the amount of fertilizer and seeds. So let's get him lined up here. Alright. Now we are gonna put the helper in. Okay, why isn't he doing that? Okay, we can... I'm gonna... Okay, he's doing it. Yeah, he's putting down our seeds here. We can see that very clearly here. Now you can read off up there the nitrogen here and the mineral fertilizer here, plus 120 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare here. It's gonna rise to an optimal value for our wheat. 444 kilograms of nitrogen, that is per hectare. That is 27% nitrogen that he's gonna bring out into the field there. So let's see if he can get this done properly. Yes, he can. I don't care if he's has to go into the field there, because field doesn't belong to us. So he's gonna do our next withdraw here. Alright. Let's see how he does. Now, we see here 200 kilograms per hectare. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quit the helper here. I'm just gonna see our values here. Put that like that. Our values here, the pH 100. Why aren't we seeing any values? Okay, we have here the seeds. 295 liters, 0.1 to... Yeah, that is $266 I spent for seeds, I think. For the mineral here, I spent $577, which is 26% here. And we are putting down money for the helpers again as well. So field 12 is 4.46 Is that the per hectare here? Where is it? That is probably the pH. I think, yeah, 4.46 per hectare, 4.450, 4.75 between those two here, I think. Or is that the field 12, which is 4.46 hectares? I think field 12 has 4.46 hectares. And that is not the pH value right here. That is how many hectares your field actually has. So yeah, that is what that is. I'm gonna jump the helper here back in. That guy back in here. Yeah, you can see the changes up there with your nitrogen settings when the helper is seeding the wheat here. Here we have okay, we are bringing out here 444 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare, which is 27% here. And this changes all the time when your helper is putting the seeds down, like here. Now here we see the nitrogen has gone up to an optimal value here for our wheat, because the ground down here was very clay there. So we need, because our ground is full of clay down here, we need 580 kilograms of nitrogen down here. So let's put this helper back to work. Yeah, 160 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. What he's gonna do is gonna turn back here. Now he's very precise when he's doing that, because we have set up the GPS buildings over there. Those two buildings there will give our helper a very precise working environment. So yeah, the green, what does the green spot down there tell us? It's a green spot. Yeah, those green spots here, they tell us how much nitrogen is in the soil here. 200% nitrogen is inside the soil at this spot right here, where we have taken our ground sample. Here we see that the ground has only 180 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare in it, because we are seeding practically over our soil samples. So yeah, so it's our sample down here, 200% or 200 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare down here, and up here we have 180 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. Alright, back to our helper. And you can read it off on the top right corner of your screen there as well. For example, right now we are gonna have a look. Yeah, he's just gone over our soil sample here. Now that is, you have a bright color in here. So you're at practically 140 kilograms of nitrogen in this part of the soil sample here. We have a little bit of 200% or 200 kilograms of nitrogen, a very, very small amount here. 200 kilograms. And yeah, that is how this works. So you're practically, you want to practically have a good yield of your field to make your crops grow. Like in real life here. Yeah, you have to understand how this precision farming works when you're using it in real life as well. If you want your crops to grow pretty good, you want to have a good yield. So at the end, when you have a good yield for your crops, you can get a lot of money out of your crops as well. They bring you in maybe thousands and thousands of money, or dollars I should say. Like when you're not using the precision farming, you're not going to get enough money for your crops, and you'll probably lose money on your crops as well. Here we have plus 180, plus 160 kilograms, plus 140 kilograms of nitrogen. Yeah, we can see that right here. We have gone over our soil sample here. We're gonna do this. Here we have 200 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare. He's just gone over our soil sample here, which is 180. So we're going to see how much nitrogen is in this part of our soil sample. So let the helper go over this here. Let's see what he does. 120 to 140 here. Yeah, we have here 100, more or less 180 kilograms of nitrogen on this part of our soil sample. Now I haven't taken any soil samples here or here or here. This is just to show you guys how much nitrogen is in our soil samples that we have taken. Now this is going to be the end of part 3 here. We're going to do a final part, which is going to be part 4.